con toda la buena onda aquí en B Music, con lo mejor de la música electrónica, y ahora estoy muy bien acompañada de BURAKA SOM SISTEMA. Guys, welcome to Mexico. How are you feeling?
Great, yeah. No jet lag at all.
Okay, so I want to ask you this. How can you describe your sound? It's a tricky question, I know, but how can you do it?
It's very tricky. The fast version, it's a mix between African and electronic dance music. It's a mix between African techno and European techno, maybe. I think this is kind of a crappy version of it, but it's the fastest one. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But I'm curious, how did you came with the idea of creating this mix of sounds?
I think Lisbon, the city where we grew up, is a very mixed city as well, because when you grew up like we did, there was you had friends from Brazil, from Angola, from Cabo Verde, from all these different places, and so you kind of grew up together and sharing culture. Like one day I'll show somebody a song, and then the other day they'll show me a song, and then from out of all those things you end up with getting familiar concepts like kuduro or funana, like genres that were traditional or reinterpretations of traditional rhythms from those places, and that became part of our life. That the way of looking at music like in constant mix and motion, that became part of our musical aesthetic, and so that's kind of when it was time for us to make a band. It was very obvious that the band was going to have to incorporate that as well. So, and the band is half Portuguese and half Angolan, but we all grew up in Lisbon, so we really feel like we developed the sound, that personality and everything that's from Lisbon.
Okay, and I really liked it. So, guys, you started in a club, in a nightclub, right? And how did you get this step to going big, to going worldwide, to play in festivals all over the world?
I think it's because people just liked our music. We started off, we weren't even a band in the beginning. It was a night, a residency. We were me and him with DJ, and then conductor and Kalau for emceeing, and then the club shut down because it didn't have the licensing, and so the police shut it down. And so we were okay, now we have this great idea. Everyone's coming to these nights, so let's do something with this. And we decided to make a band out of that. And then I think by making the band with the internet tools like MySpace, YouTube, people started connecting with our music and made it sort of universal. And that's why we're here in Mexico now.
What about this album of yours, the latest one?
It's called BURAKA, simply called BURAKA. It's an album with 10 tracks, and I think it's about the BURAKA sound, really. It's about all those years mixing different genres like we've always done. And now we come to a point that it's about the sound that we managed to achieve by playing in different countries and incorporating different influences, and we think now it's really defined, and it really sounds like BURAKA. It doesn't sound like any specific genre. That's why it's called BURAKA. It's very energetic, and it's being very well received worldwide, so we're very happy with it.
What about your biggest dream as a band?
As a band, I don't know. I think we're living it in a way, because for us, nobody knows any other bands from Lisbon and Portugal, so we didn't grow up in an environment like LA or London where there's all this music industry process and you go up, and then everyone knows you around the world. So for us, when we were growing up, it felt impossible to have a project that was touring around the world, releasing music, having people in front of them for every show, having people going crazy at every show. So I think I'm living it. To be honest, I don't really know where else this could go. I guess obviously the audience can grow and the music and everything can grow together, but just being able to get out of a place with an appeal and with one kind of music that nobody else knows, that nobody else did before, it's really interesting. So that's the dream.
Thank you very much, guys. Have a blast here in Mexico City. Y ustedes no se despeguen, que tenemos muchísimo más, como siempre, aquí en B Music a través de XATV.